Hello and welcome to Let's Play In Verbis Virtus, or In Verbis Virtus, with me, Bregaton. I'm not sure if this game uses proper Latin pronunciation, where the V's sound like W's, so until proven otherwise, I'll assume it's Pseudo-Latin, where the V's actually sound like V's. So, In Verbis Virtus was both developed and published by Indomitus Games, and released on April 3rd, 2015. It is a first-person dark fantasy adventure game, with a pretty unique gimmick, and that you as the player actually verbally cast the spells in your microphone. And that's really all I know about the game, so without any further ado, let's start a new game. If you want to activate additional hints, if you choose OK, you'll get more directions about puzzles during the game. You can change this setting anytime in the game options. Well, being the humble guy that I am, I don't need hints. Indomitus Games presents a desert. In Verbis Virtus. Well, I guess thanks for watching. And we're back up. I'll be using a gamepad for this Let's Play. Unless I suddenly need precision aiming for something, in which case I will swap to mouse and keyboard. So I can sprint and jump. Pretty spry considering I was almost dead in the desert. The game does not look like a 2015 game. It looks a lot more like mid-2000s. Not that I care about graphics. But I thought it was worth pointing out. To examine an inscription, look at it closely and press, well, X in my case. Alright, what's an inscription? This an inscription? I don't know, it seems like we're doing a bit more than examining these inscriptions. But I didn't see a do not touch sign. Alright, my journal has been updated. The Mahaki language. Oh, something I meant to point out. Not that one. So you can choose between casting spells in English or the Mahaki language. I'm going to stick with the Mahaki because it's more thematic for the game. Also, hopefully the sound is okay. I did a plethora of sound tests. Not only was the game extraordinarily loud, I already have the music turned down to 10%. But then it also has its own microphone gain built into the game. And that was also extraordinarily loud. I'm hoping it's balanced well enough. If not, I'll continue to make adjustments as we go. Alright, so the Mahaki language. I spent years studying the idiom known as Mahaki, which means the language of the creative deities, yet I'd only scratched the surface. Although I'd examined numerous artifacts that reported scriptures in this language, coming from places even very far from each other, I was able to interpret only a few fragments. Now in the entrance hall of this temple, whose existence was not even a certainty, something happened. Now I have a total understanding of the Mahaki. In the past I did not believe in the legends, but there is power in these written characters. Ha! A map. I don't see a "You are here" arrow, nor a Cinnabon. Alright, let's do a few saves. Alright, let's try that again. We're gonna do this 5 times. I like having 5 saves for my Let's Play series, just in case something goes awry, so I don't have to replay as much. All right. I have no idea what these symbols mean. We have an eyeball, a diamond with spikes. Uh-oh. Started chiming at me. A mushroom, a couple gems, another eye, but it's a different eye. I will figure it out. I like the fire sounds. Aha. Hang a left. I'm guessing we'll get a light spell. So that looks a little weird. I wonder if that's because I have bloom turned off. I turned off bloom and motion blur. Bloom I might end up turning back on. They're getting effects like this instead. And some of the artwork and stuff looked very bloom heavy. So the bloom may be part of the atmosphere. Yeah. Unfortunately, if I turn bloom back on, I have to restart the game. So we'll wait in between episodes. And honestly, after YouTube process the video, you may not even notice what I'm noticing. Or it'll be even worse. Light. The light is not enemy of darkness. Quite the contrary. It is its complementary. A sister prays too much in the past. The world is based on this lie. The belief that the light necessarily represent the good that is opposed to the shadows and bans them. So it is a little broken English. The balance between the two has always been in favor of blazing bright part of the creation, but no one has ever realized the importance of equality between them. Light and shadow are the same entity, the same essence pervading the cosmos. When one of the two prevails, change is inevitable. Nothing remains equal to itself over time, and the metamorphosis does not always lead to the order or chaos. I can feel it. The dazzling power of light coming out of my hand. An absolute sense of grace radiated from my hand after I said Luma Tial for the first time, and darkness knelt before me. Luma Tial. Look at that. We cancel it with that. Beyond darkness. One of the first lessons to pilgrims was the evocation of light. This to remind them that first of all, they must be the bearers of truth and illuminate where darkness hides the created with falsity. Just said that light and darkness were equal, but that message on the back seemed to contradict that a little bit. Luma Tial. I'm a wizard. Alright, well I know where I have to go with this. Luma Tial. Luma Tial. What? Luma Tial. Luma Tial. So this doohickey seems to stop magic. Luma Tial. Well, I'm glad I decided to wait coming this way. That wind effect, or whatever it is coming off that crystal, sounds like you're trying to cast a spell in Morrowind. Pretty cool area. The good news is, if you miss a jump, just puts you right back where you started. Also, very bold assumption that these floating rocks can support our weight. We have no idea what's keeping these things afloat. Beam of light. When the light arises, the darkness feels it. Contrary to what you might think, she does not flee, but rather seeks it. When the dazzling sprout flows from your hands, when you hear someone approaching, your shoulders do not suddenly become heavy, as if something was upon you. The darkness is not afraid. She has no reason to be, because she yearns to meet her sister light. The meat soaked with darkness can be blinded, but the darkness will never fear. When you make yourself lord of the light, remember that the shadows will guide you with the hand, as long as your life does not leave you, and you feel them feast on your soul. Aren't you happy? You are our sister too now. What I know just now is that saying Ecto Luma is enough to cast a ray of pure light from my hand. As a hint on how its energy can be used, the inscriptions stated enigmatically that the right color feeds the right mechanism. Ecto Luma. A ray of light. Learning the enchantment of the light ray was one of the highest aspirations of the young pilgrims. The most vain among them showed off their skills by balancing the light and creating intricate compositions. The most arrogant used it to blind the neighbor. The wisest instead use it only when necessary because they respected its power. To be able to energize and animate powerless things on which was applied the seal of light. Like that? Oh, we had that gate. That first area, we can backtrack to that. Ectoluma. 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 Ectoluma? I said that as a question. I'm not sure what that sound is. Ah yes, the green room with blood spatter. Ectoluma. What is that thing? Alright. Hey, JCPenney's. Perfect. So if we're in this square room, I'm assuming that's what that indicates. I'm guessing we came in here, because this is the big circular chamber where we got the beam of light spell. See, really the map doesn't look that big. Ectoluma. Sound. Ectoluma. Ectoluma? That looks like pieces of a bridge. Ectoluma. Alright, so we probably need a green spell. We know we can backtrack to that gate that had the seal of light on it. This is probably for later. Pure speculation, I have no idea. But I do know that there is one path we can take. Ectoluma. Ectoluma. Ectoluma! Okay, those little orbs heal us. Neat. I was gonna start panicking. I couldn't cast my spell. Well, so far so good. Oh, my cursor is also that little diamond icon we saw on the map. So I wonder if that means, it's where we learn a spell. Also, I'm glad that you have to hold down a button in order to cast a spell and then release it. was afraid that my commentary would end up... Lumitial. Would end up accidentally casting spells left and right. What happens if I try to cast a spell while I already have a spell active? Ectoluma. Ectoluma. I guess nothing. Was it? I think it was this way. Ectoluma. Ectoluma. They might not even be hostile, though. Kind of like the virus creatures from Code Lyoko. So I'm gonna assume that they're not good. Ectoluma. We can see this pad. I wonder if we're gonna get attacked by those flying creatures here. Ectoluma. They didn't seem particularly hostile. Kind of flying in a pattern. The Observer. The Eye of the Trinity watches you, but you do not have to reciprocate. You must go to it with bowed head and without haste, because patience is a duty of the pilgrim. Only in his presence, and not before, one can contemplate its greatness, waiting for the judgment of the divinity. If you'll be considered pure of intent, you have the benevolence of Veritus. I have no idea what any of that means, but I'm sure it's part of a puzzle. Probably along with everything else we found. Whoopsies. Put me on the other side. Ectoluma. 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 I can hear these guys. Oh. Hello there. Ooh, that's neat. A few more mirrors, and it kind of reminds me of the chamber that Conan fought the Destroyer in. Ectoluma? I see. Okay. Is that the only one I have to activate? I have all these... things up here. Nothing else looks like a door to me, so we can always backtrack, I suppose. Found a dead end. Ectoluma. Interesting. What if I get it from a distance? Ectoluma. Like completely cuts it off. Interesting. Oh, this looks like the symbol in that green room. Mark of command. Ectoluma. Interesting. Your journal has been updated. That seems like a kind of altar, the kind they use to perform strange rituals in front of. I don't know how to use it. I need to pay attention to the inscriptions I find. It might shed some light on the matter. Okay. Go to it with bowed head without haste. Alright, so if I exit all the way out here and look down. Yeah, there's a sound. Now what? If I look up. That's kind of a neat puzzle. This is a little bit more abstract, right? You don't just have, like, seals of light you can aim at and cast a spell at. Requires some nuance. That was cool.
Miken Kalvai.
Hail, Pilgrim. I'm Veritus, source of the truth. I'm gonna read over top of her. The desire of knowledge, fear and hope brought you here. And it is now time for you to know the power to control the temple.
Timan agel eludenum udakait avelum. Tivan and
Say this.
Tial uda.
Tial Uda. Tial Uda. Neat. Oh, see ya. Mark of command. Will is a power often underestimated. Determination can lead to incredible results. Being able to impose your own will to other living beings is one of the greatest gifts you could wish for. Be this imposition overt or hidden, it doesn't matter. But controlling without having a predetermined plan is madness. Nothing is more damaging than the unexpected. Create your own spiderweb. Cradle your ambitions for many years as necessary. Wait patiently. And always look back to find your mistakes and rectify them. Objects bearing the mark of command can be activated by pointing at them and saying Tial Uda. This is not properly a spell. It is more like an order that the object is able to understand and execute. Therefore, I can use these words even when I have another spell active in my hand. Sure, that'll come into play later. Tial Uda. Is that a sun or a portal to hell? The meeting with Veritus. I was transported into a completely different world, where the normal laws of nature do not apply. In this magical place, I met an otherworldly looking creature. She introduced herself as Veritus, the source of all truth. I don't know anything about her, but I think she wants to help me in my journey. I can feel it, even if her reasons are entirely unclear to me. The formula that she taught me gives me a great power over the temple, and without it, my journey would probably end here. The save point. Alright, everything's kind of falling into place. What's this? Oh gosh. Oh, we're back here. Alright, well I'll go save over here, and then next time, we go activate the other mark of command next to the bridge in the green room. Well, neat. This is pretty fun. Alright, well I'm going to call it here. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys in the next one.